You gave a speech in Washington at the U.S. ASEAN Council just a few weeks ago, and I was particularly struck by one of your closing sentences. You said in it, the U.S. core interest requires that it remains the superior power in the Pacific. To give up this position diminishes America's role throughout the world. Now that sounded to me sort of like a friendly warning. Is America a declining power in Asia?
Over the last 8 years, America has been so preoccupied with Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran. It's left East Asia fallow, and there have been no free trade agreements with any East Asian country other than Singapore. In fact, I told Charlene Bashevsky, who was the trade rep for Clinton in his first term, that the Chinese market was going to be the biggest in the world eventually, and for East Asia it will soon overtake America. So whilst you are still dominant, take ASEAN into a free trade area with America. She pushed Clinton. Clinton agreed, had a free trade agreement with Singapore. Then they wanted the same terms with Malaysia, high hurdles from Malaysia, Thailand, and the others. Free tenders for all government projects, which the various governments could not accept, so it fell through. The Chinese offered free trade agreement to ASEAN as a strategic move. Early harvest on your side, we will take advantage of it later on. They got free trade agreements with India, South Korea. The South Koreans are heavily investing in China. So if the U.S. continues in this anti-free trade, anti-outsourcing, its economic interest in the Pacific, Asia, also I think in the Indian Ocean, will decline. And if your economic interest and your economic standing declines, yes, you may have your aircraft carriers, you may have weapons, but I think in the 21st century, the big countries will cancel each other out with their nuclear weapons, so they will not fight militarily. I see the Chinese understanding that and seeing the strength in the high quality manpower, 4 times the size of America. They produce about 2.5 million engineers a year who will go to any part of the world they're told to, and no problems about expat allowances or American schools and health services. They're hungry, they're willing to change their lives. And if it goes on like that, after 8 years of, assuming Mr. President Obama gets a second term, anti-free trade, you're out of the economic race. And you're out of the economic race, you will lose in the long run. And after a while, people in America will say, look, what are we doing maintaining peace and security in the Pacific for the benefit of the Japanese, the Koreans, the Chinese, and the ASEAN countries? So you'll have a very different world. The contest is an economic contest. And the Americans do not realize that if Congress does not get out of this anti-protectionist mode, pro-protectionist mode, and no outsourcing, which was the position they took during the election campaign because it won them votes, the union votes, then I see huge problems ahead. So I'll have to wait and see. I've made these points with both the political and the economic secretaries. I was in Washington just a few weeks ago. Met Tim Geithner, Larry Summers, Ben Bernanke. They know what the score is. But whether Congress will support their remedies and get it through is another matter. the Congress will have to decide whether it is in their interest to stay in election mode. They've already lost 2 governorates, and if they don't get the economy going, there will be a shift in the Congress, maybe some in the Senate, and the midterm elections next year. And then maybe the penny will drop.